Hi, Anna. Hi, Venerable Tenzin Lamo. Venerable, should I just say Venerable Lamo? Should I just say Venerable Lamo or put in the Tenzin?
Doesn't matter, they're both fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Most people just call me Ani Lamo. So
Ani Lamo. For those who are already here, I'll just have a quick reminder that we have Venerable Rabina coming and teaching in person and on Zoom May 17th, which is a Wednesday, through Sunday, May 21st. So be sure to check our website for her schedule. She'll be teaching Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evenings from 7 to 9, and then a weekend workshop, which actually begins on that Friday evening and goes Saturday and Sunday as well. So we're very excited. And again, that'll be online as well as in person. Probably not. The question is, will it be mostly meditation? But my guess is probably not. She's teaching on a book called Mahamudra on Wednesday, Thursday, and then another book for the weekend workshop on Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Linda?
Yes.
Will that be this Zoom?
No, actually, that's a great question, Paul. It will, the Sunday, same Zoom for Sunday morning, but all the others, if you go to the website, kanapa-center.org, and click on any of the days that she'll be here, there's links for those days. You can just click right on those.
Thank you.
Yeah. But for the Sunday Dharma morning connection like today, from 10:30 to 11:30, it'll be this Zoom link as usual. But all the rest, yeah, be sure to check it because they're not the same. And the other thing I wanted just to remind folks on Zoom especially is if you are on Zoom, Geshe-la does, we have a monitor set up front. You can see that little TV on your screen just to the right of his chair. And he does really like to see faces and see who's out there. And so it's definitely out of respect for the teacher to act as though you're sitting right in front of him, as though you're in the Gampa. So just something to keep in mind. If you do need to step away from your camera to do something, just, turn your camera off at that point. But otherwise, if you can have your camera on, please try to. Hey, Rainey. Good morning. Hey, Julie. Hey, Joey. Hey, Felix. Hello, everyone whose names I don't know yet. What's your name? Yeah. Hey, Robbie. And here in the front row, who are y'all? What's your names? Warren? Warren and Ruth. Okay, good. I've seen y'all before, but I didn't catch your names. Good to see you. That must be Lamula. That must be Donna.
And everybody should chant and sing along out loud. It's very lonely for the chant masters.
Good morning, folks on YouTube. Good morning, Peter. I see that you're there. Hi, Lori. Morning. Geshe has just arrived.
Okay, if you'll please turn to page 34 in the Gold Prayer. We'll start with Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times. Teata mune mune mahamunaye soha. Teata mune mune mahamunaye soha. Teata mune mune mahamunaye soha. The verse of praise and mantra for Medicine Buddha, also on page 34. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispeller of the three poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. Teata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze bekanze raja samugate soha. And now the four immeasurables, also on page 34. May all sentient beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now on page 37, the verse of praise and mantra for Chen Reisig. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, his head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings. To you, Chen Reisig, all sing when I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Now the verse and praise and mantra for Green Tara, also on page 37. Tade liberates from cyclic existence. Tuda liberates from the 8 fears. Tude liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Taritu Taritu 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 Re Soha. Turn to page 34. And Geshe will lead us in the refuge and bodhicitta prayer in Tibetan.
Sanje Chodan Soje Chodan Chanju Dabi Chishi Jibe Sunam Jin Dola Penje Sanje Chodan Soje Chodan Lo Chanju Dola Penje Sanje No Sanje Chodan Soje Chodan Lo Dola Penje Lada la me me na me ya ji ombo da ja je la zo chu 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 la cha wa cha wa sa je ya zo la da je ne be ni mo ne da je ta me chu ye chin ne de she ji na mo la ye ga da mo da ne je ge tu wa da la me ye ga na na tho ku je na na je da tam je ge da da ge chu de am ge tu je je zo ne da wa da je mo me ta me chu ne de wa da da la cha de mo na oh yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You see? Patagonia. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Marcelo, translating. Thank you. I think we don't have much time, so last Sunday didn't read anything, so today I'm going to read something from here. I think last Sunday we did meditations. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to read a little bit, okay, a little bit from this book. Basically, this is, I think we are still on the topic. Changchugisim. Changchuk refers to fully enlightenment. Changchuk is enlightenment. Say there's a body, in Sanskrit there's a body, no? Chitta, bodhicitta, that's how it sounds like. In Sanskrit language, bodhicitta. Bodhi is fully enlightenment. Chitta, the chitta literally means mind or mind that wish for full enlightenment in order to benefit all mother sentient beings. So that's called bodhicitta. Okay. Then sometimes you heard like bodhisattva path. So what you do in that path, you're trying to practice bodhicitta, trying to dedicate your life for well-being of all mother sentient beings. By doing that, then you get maximum benefit. Mentally, you get maximum benefit. So opposite of that is like just only thinking about yourself. Only thinking about yourself. You don't get much benefit by doing that. So we all have experience. always thinking about you. So that's not the best way to be happy. Being very strongly being selfish is not the best way to be happy. Sharing is better, and thinking about the well-being of other sentient beings, your life will be much, much better off. You get maximum benefit. So this is the sections that talks about the importance of bodhicitta, altruistic attitude. In practical level, in order to have bodhicitta, and first you have to have wish to free yourself. Not all mother sentient beings, free yourself. First and foremost important things before bodhicitta is called what's called renunciations. Three principal aspects of the path that lead to enlightenment. First one is called renunciations. And unfortunately, a lot of time in the West, particularly in the West, the renunciation has been misunderstood. More I think about renunciation is about seeking individual freedoms from suffering. So that is renunciation, so freedom, liberations, liberating yourself from suffering. That is the wish. If you have that wish day and night, 24 hours, 7 days a week, so then you maybe already have renunciations, seeking, liberating yourself. So I also always said there's part of your moral responsibility to help. Don't just say, I love myself. You need to show some action. So if you really love, so you need to help to overcome from suffering. Whatever ways that you can think, thinking about religion or thinking about like common sense things, so whatever ways that you can help, make sure it required like generating renunciation is not piece of cake. Sorry to say, it's not piece of cake. It requires no effort. Anything, we need four things. First, you need to see the benefit. You need to see the benefit of renunciations. First, you need to read what is renunciations, see the benefit. Why there's so much trouble? Why there's so much problem in this life? Why there's so many why? So therefore, need a lot of knowledge just to understand. Don't get, we need to become wise. We need to wake up. We can't just do things by sleeping. No, that's not the best. We need to wake up. Wisdom liberates. Not just simple wish. Wisdom liberates. Wisdom by reading, hearing, first wisdom by contemplating, thinking what you heard, what you read, wisdom by integrating the best, like concentrations, single point concentrations. So it's important to understand, in order to have a strong wish to liberate yourself, first you need to understand where you are liberating from.
What?
Huh?
What?
What you are liberating from, according to Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist teaching, that's called samsara. What is samsara? Imperfect existence. There's no perfections. Unfortunately, there's not perfections. We talk about perfections, trying to be perfect, but meanwhile, right from the beginning, need to be aware this existence is not perfect. This existence is not perfect. Why? It has complications. It has a lot of complications. uncertainty. Don't get depressed or like feel how is it, feeling low, feeling down by uncertainty. That is part of the package. There's nothing you can do. Friend become enemy, enemy become friend, best friend become worst enemy become, there's possibility it could become friend. It's uncertainty. There's no certainty. Nyeba meba. What is that? That's what you are liberating from. If you are really sick of that, sick of uncertainty, trying to liberate, seek liberation, seek nirvana, you will be free, you will be free. So now see, that's exactly helping yourself, helping yourself. Just knowing that will automatically reduce unnecessary stress that you just generate by thinking. Uncertainty, that's part of life. There's nothing much you can do. It happens. Only matter of time. It will happen. Maybe it already happened. It will happen again. It will probably happen again in the future. Dissatisfactions is part of life. Part of life. Expecting to be satisfied all the time, more likely that's not going to happen unless you liberate. Sometimes goes like up all the way up, then comes down. That's also part of the samsara. Just knowing that. So that's what you are liberating from. Now you see what is samsara. You understand this existence. You have very clear idea, clear understanding of your own existence. Then when you look around, everybody's going through the same thing, regardless of what they look, what kind of education they have, what kind of power they possess, what kind of wealth they possess. Everybody's going through that complications. So now you have foundation to feel sympathy. That foundation, not just, oh, this is my people, my country, my religion. No, that foundation is much more deeper than that. It's much more deeper than that. So now, that understanding allows you to develop universal compassion. Your compassion could reach, it's possible, could reach each and every living being. Now you see clearly what they are going through. Because understanding of nature of samsara, you realize that everyone else is going through the same thing that you are going through. It's only a matter of time. So, what is renunciation? Understand that, and what is the benefit now? What is the benefit? This is the most important. Don't just do sake of religious belief. No, that's not good. Need to see the benefit yourself, because you have this like powerful brain that you can learn, you can think deep. You have that brain, so it's time to use to understand what is the nature of samsara first. So what is the renunciations? Is your freedom from all these problems. There's 6 of them listed, 6 of them. So then particular complication that is associated with the human life, there's 8 of them. Every human go through that. It's not just you, every human go through that. So that's called meditation, that in a daily, day-to-day life, you remind yourself all of that, so then you are kind of like aware what happened, what's happening, what's going to happen because of this existence, so that you have clear understanding. So then now you say, oh, maybe there's a way out. I don't have to feel down, depressed. There's a way out. What's called renunciation. What is renunciation? Then you read, study. So in the teaching, so much been said about renunciations. When you sums up, is your freedom. That's all. Is your freedom. You can have genuine desire for freedom for every living beings if you don't have that for yourself. It's impossible. Impossible. In some cases, you even don't dream about. Even you never dreams about your own freedoms and how you can provide freedom for every living being. That's impossible. Oh. So then you read, then you say, oh, there's a renunciation. So now the second question, what is the benefit? What is the benefit? It's very, very important to see the benefit. Anything we do, first you need to see the benefit. So once you see the benefit, then you have interest. Once you have interest, maybe you'll put some effort. When you put effort, then you have result. That's how the process goes, Seeing the benefit, then generate interest generate effort generate result. That's applied, this logic applied to everything. Spiritual level, mundane level, everything that we do. So we need these four things, quite important. In order to succeed, in order to achieve something, you need these four things. Seeing benefit, then interest, then generate interest, effort then lead to result. Okay. So renunciation simply means freedom, liberating yourself, whatever the suffering that might be, suffering or problem, complication that have been listed in the teachings, particular, general complication, particular complication. You read about them, think about them. So when it happens, you are not shocked. You know it's going to happen. Not sure, it's no surprise. And you will deal much better when it happens. You will deal much better because you know that long time. You know that right from the beginning. Then dealing when it happens, you can deal with that much better. Meaning, you can deal with that situation without much stress, anxiety, fear. You can deal with the situations without much stress, fear, anxiety. That is the benefit. That's the benefit. Having knowledge about that's the benefit. Okay. So first renunciations. So then altruistic attitude. Then now want to help. I discover the path that's liberating me. I want to share. That's altruistic attitude, share. Help others and someone who doesn't have any clue what's happening. Become shocked, become surprised, and educate them. There's nothing to be surprised, nothing to be shocked. To study and put some effort. That could happen to you too. If it happened to some human, you are also human. It could happen to you too. Why not? Same thing. So just brief introductions. Okay. So now here, bodhicitta. When we go to see the doctors, I also need to go see doctors because of my diabetes. I've been avoiding. When we go to see the doctors, most of the time they say, get rest. That's typically what they say, get rest. When what it really means by get rest, what it really means by that, what does it mean? It doesn't mean just lay down all day long. This is His Holiness commentaries on the book. This is his word commentary. He said it doesn't mean like that, just lay down on your bed all day long. Doesn't mean like that. Same comes to channel, means like rest mentally rest. Maybe whether the doctor explains you well or not, I mean the meaning of the rest, whether your physicians explain to you the meaning of the rest well or not, it doesn't matter. Whenever they give advice you about rest, same meaning you need to think about that, you need to take that as like mentally rest, not just physically rest, mental rest. Same subject on to juru same chap means like same mind, chap means like I think it's anxiety. It's anxiety. Same sub is anxiety. I think generally speaking, like anxiety rise when you don't know the situations clearly. You are trying to assess the situation, but you don't understand the situation. You don't have clear understanding of the situation, and you're still trying to assess the situation. So I think that's how the anxiety rise. Like for example, like driving. If you know the direction very well, so you don't have anxiety, you know exactly where you need to go. If you are not sure, so then you get anxiety, because there's anxiety about maybe you like miss the turn or exit, whatever that might be, so then there's anxiety rise. Not understanding the situation clearly, that kind of contribute for the anxiety. Same anxiety mind, same subject. On the that's what the meaning of rest, meaning that rest from anxiety. So then maybe trying to avoid a lot of physical activities. That also means like physical, not just physical, mainly for mind. So if you do that, minimize the physical activities, so then mentally rest, maybe less anxiety or stress. So that is the true meaning of rest. That's what His Holiness says. What is the mental rest? What is the mental rest? How you define mental rest? Good feeling, good thinking, good thought. So good rest, His Holiness says, good rest comes from good feeling, good thought. You don't have to believe, analyze. You don't have to accept simply because His Holiness says, no. You don't need to accept, even the Buddha says so. You don't have to, you have full freedom to analyze, experiment, analyze. If you find out that's true, then accept. So that's how Buddha's teaching been taught, give all his students or followers full freedom to analyze. He himself said it very clearly, don't accept my word out of respect. Not good, not good. Why? Because some point mind start to think. So that's why it's not good. Don't accept out of only respect. Accept what I said, accept out of thorough analysis. Down the road is good, is safer for you, safer for me, safer for everyone. Down the road, because why? Mind start to questions. So when you do thorough analysis, there will be no more questions. You reach to the point. So that down the road is better for everyone. Therefore, Buddha give us full freedom to analyze. You don't need to accept because simply Buddha says so. Same thing applied to any teacher, even His Holiness Dalai Lama. You don't need to accept because His Holiness is very famous and very regarded as a holy being. You can analyze. You have that freedom. So now here the rest means less anxiety. How you do that? Good feeling, good thought. Every primary mind, when you look at something, that primary mind comes with a feeling. When you hear something, that hearing, primary consciousness, comes with a feeling. All the six senses, primary, what we call, according to Buddhist philosophy, primary consciousness, that every primary consciousness or mind comes with these 5 omnipresent mental factors. One of them is feeling, attentions, ability to distinguish between right or wrong. Feeling, like discriminations. Samba, thought, rapa, contact. Ilachapa means like, there's 5 of them. Can you say in English?
Contact, discrimination, and
For the sake of knowledge, so probably someone speak much better English than I do.
contact, discrimination, feeling, intention, attention.
Attention. So no, unfortunately, not attention. Attention is not that strong. Not that strong. It can be developed. It can be developed. Once you put effort, then you develop to the point that you feel like you can almost count every atom, every single atom inside the object. That means your attention is pretty much fully developed. You feel like you can even count like every atom in the object. So that means your attention is very much developed. So this is called 5 omnipresent mental factors. So for the sake of knowledge, something good to know. Every primary consciousness comes with feeling, attachment, attention, contact, and all of that. So then some other teachings, the meditation that I led last Sunday. So there's a whole set of teachings on meditations. According to that teachings, Nangzu shimu tashi tans. Nangzu means appearances, whether that's good or bad, whatever appearances, whenever things appears. Nangzu shimu means thorough, very detailed. We don't do, we just react, we don't take our time, we just react. So that's probably not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is like, whenever appearance appears, analyze them thoroughly analyze them. What's the benefit of doing that? Raw. Jamba means raw, refers to reality, the fact. The benefit of doing that is like maybe able to see the fact. Or might be one person, 99% has been projected. You don't see that. Because why? Because we just react based on 99% of projection, we react based on that. So therefore we miss, fact is just 1%, we miss that, we don't see that. Because we don't do total analysis. So there's another benefit of improving our attentions, concentrations, samadhi, improving that helps you to see the fact, helps you to go beyond your projections. Otherwise, you're just stuck there. You're just stuck with your projections. Means your mind's made up. Your mind's already made it up. No matter what kind of reason people give, you don't hear. You don't hear because your mind already made it up. Nangzu shimu dashi da nezu jemba hangi chas. Nangzu shimu dashi, I don't remember the previous line, but it's a nangzu shimu dashi da. So doing thorough analysis, whatever your experience, whatever experience you go through, we should not react based on our own experience. The best things to do is to do the thorough analysis, so you may not get stuck with your appearance. You could go beyond. You see the fact, or so reality or fact. So there's something else. Similar, samlo tungzu ngembe ong ju shingza. Namdo gana samlo tangze. If we think anything out of negative mindset, if we think anything about a negative mindset, whether there's a politics or policy, like anything, moment we think about out of negative mindset, that's no good. Because then you are very much influenced under the negative mindset. Namdok ingane samlo tangse, namdok, self-made stories. Self-made stories, namdok. Tangse semji ngaso yung, then it's hard to achieve mental rest. It's hard to your mind to be rest. It's hard, it's very hard. Everything they said, please think. No need to believe, just think, okay? We are just learning here. Simjing also young misses, then it's very hard for your mind to be rest. Meaning hard to mentally rest, hard to rest. Therefore, for example, if you talk about external physical body, this one. Whenever people say get rest, get good rest, tell us sem sangbu jinshik, sem sangbu jimishi juju labjinantayus. So in Buddhist context, what it means, like get good rest, means that advice has underlying meaning of that piece of advice is to become kind human being. That's what is needed the most. That's what is needed the most. Simple. It's not easy. But the best. Not easy, but the best. Why is not easy? There's many reasons. Why it's not easy. Everybody, including yourself, each and every one, lives very much influenced by this, what is called four great river. First one is called Maripi Chuo, the river of unknown. You could say ignorance, not knowing, not having clear understanding of situations. A lot of us will be fooled by that and do a lot of mistakes because we don't understand the situation very clearly. And according to Buddhism, that was called river, better say river or creek, river of ignorance, not knowing. The knowledge is needed. So as I always said, this temple core has feature. If you don't know how to use, it means nothing. You can't just sit there and meditate, may I able to understand all the features? That's not going to happen. You need to read the instruction, somebody teach you how to use. So then all the problem that you are having simple not knowing how to use. That's why we call on helpline, all kind of things, just to understand. Why? Because it generates stress. It makes your life uneasy because you want to use, you don't know how to use. You don't want to read the instructions. Instructions too thick. There's no patience to read. All kind of things contribute. Whole idea is to just to understand how to use them. So then you liberated by wisdom, by learning. You are liberated from not knowing how to use. Then you know how to use. You are liberated from their problems. Wisdom, not just mere wish. Each and every one of our life. Why is not easy to be kind human being? Why is not easy? Why is not easy to practice bodhicitta? Oh, there's many reasons. Each and every one of our life is greatly influenced by these four great rivers. First one is called river of not knowing, ignorance. Then the second one is like disturbing thought. Amount of disturbing thought that rise, can you imagine that? So we are not free from disturbing thought. We have to admit we are not free from disturbing thought. We do have disturbing thought here, there, and sometimes a lot of them. That's why it's not easy. Oh, not easy. Not just that, then disturbing thought manifested into actions. People say, do things, all kinds of things. And you are there, of course your life will be influenced by if somebody say, oh, you look horrible, you don't like, I don't like. Nobody likes to hear that. Nobody likes to hear that. Somebody says to you, no, you don't like to hear. You don't say, oh, this is a great opportunity to practice bodhicitta. We don't say that. We don't say that. If you're able to say that, your life is completely protected. But we don't say that. How dare you are saying to me like that? So that mindset doesn't lead to happiness. That's the fact. That's the fact. So then that's why each and every one of our life is greatly influenced by the second river, like disturbing thoughts. So then that disturbing thought manifests into actions. So then after that what? River of complication, problem, suffering, the last one. That's very obvious. That's why it's not easy. It's not easy. But it's the best. It's the best. Practicing altruistic attitude is the best, but not easy. So as I mentioned last Sunday, eating kale is not that easy, but it's the best for your health. That's what they say. So now you see the reason why it's not easy. Then what other Shantideva in the Guide to Buddhist Way of Life, what Shantideva said. Simchi Mizu Namgashins. Unruly beings is like vast as sky. Does that sound familiar? Eliminating all of them is impossible. How are you going to do? Impossible. If you manage to destroy anger, it's the equivalent of destroying all of that. Does it make sense? Analyze. No need to accept right away. Analyze. Is that true? Land that filled with
Thorns.
You are facing choice. How you're going to walk on that land without hurting yourself. You can think in harder way, think to get like a material that cover whole field. Walk on that, you are not going to hurt. Your feet is not going to hurt by those thorns. Or simply put shoes in your feet and walk. Which one's easier? Eliminating all of that, that's not easy task. It requires a lot of energy. You may succeed, you may not succeed. More likely you're probably not going to succeed. taking care of your own mindset, that's manageable compared to another options. The second option is more manageable. So that's what Shantideva said, please analyze, okay, analyze. Oh. Simple so they're becoming good human beings, warm-hearted, kind human beings. This simply so this will take care. This will take care of your anxiety mind. This will take care. This simply lecture is best method to overcome from anxiety, fear, best method to be kind, to be kind. So now I will stop here. So we have some announcement. Let's go. As I said, I become friend with one of the squirrel in my backyard. I become friend, good friend now, pretty close, comes pretty close, almost to the hand. How that happens? Not overnight, it happened over times. Squirrel has no clue that I'm Buddhist monk, probably have no clue. The squirrel have no school, no high school, no college, no religion, nothing. Looking for food. If you give something, someone looking for something, if you give something what they're looking for, they become close. Even the animals is unbelievable, it looks like they have a lot of anxiety because they look whenever they eat, their ears always up, they look, they're worried about their life, they're attached to their life. Everybody else does. So eventually the squirrel realized that I'm not kind of person that's going to harm him or her. So they get closer, and kind of like build the trust over time. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. So to give something makes me happy. So, and I'm thinking maybe if she's female, maybe have like babies to take care of, all of them, but multiple benefit. So, and when I was 70 years old, I left my family, went 1,000 miles in deep south to the monastery, become monk. I don't have family. I don't have relatives, nothing. I ended up with a bunch of strangers. I think I'm qualified to talk about how to develop strong bond, even with that doesn't have to be your friend in the first place, doesn't have to be your relative. You can become like brothers, like that. That can be developed. So so that's the best thing. We try not to destroy what they're looking for. We always try to give them something what they're looking for. That's how we get along. When we get along, so there's the foundation for peace, happiness. Getting along is the foundation for happiness. Tumba Dewa. So that will have a ripple of positive impact on your spiritual growth, mundane growth. If you are happier, you do better. So that means that requires getting along. Maybe some sacrifice may need to be made in order to get along, but that is the foundation, that's the root of happiness within the family, within the community, within the country. Why there's so much unhappiness? We don't trust each other. We don't trust. There's so many things we don't trust each other. If you don't trust each other, we don't get close to each other. If you don't close to each other, so then there's fractions. There's division, fractions. That's not the best to live your life. It's unfortunate. All of my friends here on Zoom, on YouTube, each and every one of us have moral responsibility for your own happiness and need to learn what is the best way to achieve that. What is the best way to achieve that? So it can be done. We probably may need some compromise, some sacrifice, trust is the key. Trust is the key. No matter however develop, so yeah, so that is lifelong dedication, lifelong dedication. Your happiness for other living beings. There's life worth to live. There's life worth to live. So then, if that life ends, no regret, nothing to regret. You try all your best. That's all you can do. There's nothing much. You try all your best day-to-day life. So you live peacefully, kind of peacefully, and you live. You are living peacefully, and you live this wide world beyond peacefully. That's the, I think, meaning of life. Meaning of life. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. So, thank you all the people on Zoom.
Okay, turn to page 246, and we'll read the dedication prayers from Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective, and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the short, long life prayers, page 244. First for His Holiness, in the land encircled by snow mountains, you the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrei Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. And then 245, the one for Sarah J. Cancer Rinpoche, just a moment. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience who received the name Avatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa and Bliss and Void, Lama ornament of the Yellow Hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. And now prayer for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche by His Holiness. Fearless teacher and assembly of the children of victorious ones, Stravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, who wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged, incomparable venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Now, 7 Torah mantras for Geshe-la and Geshe Sampo's long, happy, healthy lives. Om Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha, Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
So we do have a couple of announcements. First of all, I want to make sure everyone is aware that Venerable Rabina Corton is coming. She will be here Wednesday, May 17th through Sunday, May 21st. And teaching on Wednesdays and Thursday evenings, she'll be teaching on a book called Mahamudra, How to Discover Our True Nature, and a weekend workshop, Friday evening, Saturday all day with a lunch break, and Sunday afternoon. That weekend workshop is called How to Face Death Without Fear. And she will also be teaching the Sunday morning Dharma connection that weekend as well. In addition to that, I also want to make sure everyone is aware that there is an Triangle Interfaith Alliance annual meeting coming up on Thursday, May 11th. And this is at 6 p.m. at Temple Beth Or. Let me make sure that is the right location. Thank you, Chris. And it's a talk with John Culkin, and he's a physician, he's done lots of international medical volunteer, integrative medicine health coach, award-winning photographer, and lots of other things. They'll be served a vegetarian and non-vegetarian dinner. The cost is $15 for adults, $10 for students, and you can still get those tickets online. So if you don't receive the this week, oh, hang on, Chris might have something different to say. Okay, Chris is saying, and Chris and Elise are on this outreach team. He's saying that he thinks the ticket is closed, ticket sales are closed. Oh, okay. But you can probably get a ticket at the door because they're ordering more than what the tickets sales are. Yeah, he's saying always, come and there'll be plenty to eat. And Donna has another announcement as well, so let me turn that mic over to her.
Thank you, Linda. So we've been talking in the last 10 days or so about a special puja that we are sponsoring at Kopan for Lama Zopa Rinpoche's swift return. And that puja will take place during the 5th week, which I think is not this coming week, but the following week. And I just want everyone to take a moment and really rejoice in the dedication and guru devotion that this community has for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. We were asking for $4,000 to sponsor the puja. We've already received more than $7,000. So that's really, shows the depth of devotion that this community has for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, who has always had a strong connection with our center. So the additional money that has come in, we will be using here to do a very special puja next Sunday, same time, same station. It'll be a medicine Buddha puja. We're going to have extensive offerings. Both Geshe Gelika and Geshe Sangpo will be here. So the puja will happen both in English with Venerable Lama leading and in Tibetan. Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we're looking for volunteers to come help us set up. I think we're going to do 100 sets of offerings. So that'll take a lot of work. So please be here. Geshe Sangpo will be guiding us in how to set those up. And so it'll be a wonderful opportunity to participate in another way in showing our devotion to Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And I'll see if Geshe has any other comments.
No need to eat big breakfast. Lunch will be provided of puja. So either homemade or maybe from restaurant. Either way, there will be lunch. So no need to eat big breakfast. So again, thank you very much for supporting this event. So, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thanks, everyone. Geshe-la was saying goodbye to the folks on Zoom and YouTube and saying specifically to folks in Patagonia, he hopes to see you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Marcelo.